Welcome back, Timothée Chalamet fans, to my continuous coverage of the Venice Film Festival 2022, and thank you for clicking on my review for Luca Guadagnino's Bones and All, the latest from the Call Me By Your Name director that follows two lovers as they embark on a 1,000-mile journey across the back roads of America who just also happen to be cannibals. And despite their best efforts, all roads lead back to their terrifying pasts. So the pair must take one final stand to determine if their love can survive their otherness. This is a film that immensely surprised me. I walked into Bones and All rather excited because I'm a huge fan of Luca Guadagnino, of Timothée Chalamet, and of the wonderful Taylor Russell, who we will talk about in just a bit. But this film touched on certain emotions in a certain delicate way that I did not expect. I didn't see the trailer going into this film, so I didn't know how it was going to tackle this story. All I really knew was that it followed these two lovers that were cannibals. And the film dives into a narrative that is much more emotionally absorbing than I ever expected. But before we dive any deeper into my thoughts on Bones and All, I need to know what you make of it, whether you're catching it at the festival, whether you caught it in cinemas by the time you catch this video, and have you read the book? Anything and everything down there. And if you're enjoying this review, if you're enjoying my coverage of the Venice Film Festival, and if you love movies and TV, this is the place to be. So consider clicking that subscribe button down there, and you won't miss any future conversation in your favorite movies and TV. Bones and All is inherently a unique and interesting genre blend combining horror and romance, two genres that don't necessarily mix together, as horror wants your emotions on a constant all-time high with adrenaline pumping continuously, and romance is a much more serene experience where it feeds into your serotonin. But Luca Guadagnino not only is an expert romantic storyteller, but has proved his mettle when it comes to horror as well. And the way he beautifully and seamlessly combines the best aspects of each genre creates a deeply emotional narrative that I think will speak to a lot of people. It certainly spoke to me as I witnessed the raw humanity in this film being put at the forefront. And that's the best of Luca Guadagnino as a storyteller. He just allows the humanity in his characters to be, no pun intended, fleshed out through their experiences, through their actions and dialogue exchanges. And it's such a serene experience, even in its most gnarly, violent moments. There's a humanizing of the characters and their flaws, which isn't easy in this particular case, considering these characters are cannibals. But Guadagnino wastes no time in letting you know where these characters morally stand. This is a film that just begins and you immediately understand what is crushing the characters' souls, what is their affliction, and it's their search of trying to find and also recognizing what is wrong with them that makes this story so tragically compelling. And while there certainly is a ton of nasty, gnarly visuals on screen and a ton of gore throughout, it's the more calm, serene moments between characters contemplating what they are and how that pains them, how they've suffered because of these weird urges that they get, that they've always gotten throughout their lives, and has gotten them to this place. There's a raw emotionality on display throughout that is beautifully brought to screen by the wonderful Taylor Russell. She continues to impress with every single performance that she delivers, and she carries this entire film on her back. She's just wonderful to watch as this character who carries this enormous sense of guilt that eats away at her. As much as she has these urges, as much as she has this affliction that has taken so much from her, she still believes on a certain line she won't cross, which contrasts with Timothée Chalamet, who's just awesome in this. This dude is crushing it every single film. I've said this before, but I believe he can be the next Daniel Day-Lewis, and he continues to prove it with a myriad of different performances that all continue to display his range and his wide variety of talents. And what makes their pairing so compelling to watch on screen, besides their sensational chemistry, is what makes any love story compelling. It is a tragedy where their flaws constantly clash with one another. Their self-loathing and their loneliness comes so much in the way of them trying to find themselves, because this is also a coming-of-age story. These are two kids still searching for an identity that they've not been able to find because they feel so lonely, because they are not like anyone else. And someone else who isn't unlike anyone else you've seen is Mark Rylance, who plays an immensely creepy character in this film with sinistry and glee, and a perfect balance of these two that just make him absolutely eerie to watch as he comes in and out of the film throughout the runtime, and a very different performance than any I've seen from Rylance, really. And these performances can only be as great as they are due to the emotionally absorbing writing. At one point, a character says, "Monsters don't deserve love." That beautifully captures this devastating tale of two wayward souls navigating life in this constant rejection, but also pursuit of love. I did find myself with a couple of small issues. There's a transition from second act to third act that I didn't think led anywhere. While I understood the intent behind the decision making from a certain character, I just didn't see enough growth and perspective changing from that character that led from one moment to the next. And you can also tell at certain points this film is based on a book, as they add a ton of cannibal lore. I can't believe I'm saying that about a small independent movie based on a book. But it kind of just stops the film dead in its tracks for certain moments to spout out important information. Bones and All beautifully contrasts visual rawness and viscerality with moving themes about our eternal, desperate search for emotional connection in a unique genre blend, richly layered with compelling humanity as two lost souls find meaning in their wayward morality. I'm giving Bones and All a B+. That's just my review of Bones and All. Let me know what you make of it in the comments below. Have you read the book? How does it compare? Anything and everything down there. Thank you so much for watching and for continuing to join me on my Venice Film Festival 2022 coverage, and big shout out to my channel members for always supporting this channel. I'll be back very soon, and so until the next one, love each other and love the movies.